Hey you guys, I'm Melissa. Thank you so much for watching. I am a wife. My husband and I own our own business and both work from home. I'm a mom to two incredible girls and I homeschool them. And on this channel, we talk really all things with homeschool, life in general, living intentionally, living with a lens of faith. We're going to talk about all of that on this channel and in future videos. But today I want to walk through what we'll be using for the 2022-2023 homeschool year. If you're like me, then you love these types of videos. I have found almost all of the curriculum that we're using this year and that we've used in the past year through YouTube videos. So I love hearing what works, what doesn't work, and how families incorporate different curriculums into their homeschool life. So let's get started. Actually, before I start, I do want to say this will be an overview video. I won't be going through in depth any of the particular curriculums we're using, but I do plan on having a video for each individual subject. So in those videos, I will go through a flip through of the curriculum so you can see exactly what it entails, what the scope of sequence is, and any other like extra books or supplemental things that we'll be using, and how we plan to teach that subject this year. So be on the lookout for those in the coming weeks. Okay, now let's get into it. So I have an almost 3-year-old and a 6-year-old who will be going into first grade. So let's start with the 3-year-old. And honestly, she's a toddler and she's not formally being schooled. There is no expectation of her at all when it comes to, doing book work or anything. But if you have younger siblings, then you know that all they want to do is whatever their older sibling is doing. So she loves to sit down and do lessons with us. She wants her own workbooks, or she wants her sister's workbooks, which doesn't usually work out too well. And she just wants to be in the middle of all the action. And so this year, I intend to be a little bit more intentional of what, how we incorporate her into our lessons instead of just giving her simple, busy work or whatever will keep her completely occupied, which works fine. We are going to this year be using, this is a bad start to this video because I actually don't remember the name. I got this from Christian Light website. It might be through Sunlight. And this is their pre-K like little starter pack. It is 4 workbooks, really simple, really inexpensive workbooks to, tracing things, coloring. You start with the letter A, you end with the letter D. And I think she'll be really excited about this. So this is her own workbook. She was there when we opened it up. She knows this is hers. I've actually had to get onto her a couple times because she wants to go in and start coloring it now. But this is what we will be doing with our youngest, who is almost 3. She turns 3 next month, as a way to keep her included in lessons when she wants to be included. And, also just learning some basic introductory things. So that is for our youngest, our toddler. Now let's go into our first grade curriculum. And this is our second full year. We'll be going into our second year of homeschool. And to be honest, I already really don't like naming it like grade levels because truly we'll be working on a blend of kindergarten curriculum into first grade curriculum. And whenever she finishes that, we're going to just move into the second grade curriculum, even if it's not a new school year. So, but that's usually hard to explain to people when they ask what grade she's in. So she is going into her first grade year. Okay, so let's go into the language arts and reading curriculum. If you watched my previous video, then you know that we had a little bit of a difficult year last year when it came to introducing reading concepts and phonic concepts to her. We ended up ditching the curriculum last year and supplemented with Explode the Code, which was a really great solution for us. So we will be going back into this school year, easing in with Explode the Code. We'll probably just do about one lesson because she's familiar with it. We've taken a good month off, and this will help ease her into, refreshing again with reading. And then after one lesson of that, we're actually going to go back to Foundations and Phonics. Foundations Phonics. There's no N. Foundation Phonics with Master Books. And this is the curriculum that we started with last year, and it just didn't jive really well. But I think it was because it just didn't walk through the teaching of phonics, I think, the way that me and my daughter needed it to. But now that we kind of have our own groove, this is a great review over phonics sounds, recognizing letters, starting with sight words. It's just it's a good review. And so we will be starting with this. And this is maybe a 36 lesson. It's intended to be one semester of the school year to give them a good phonics foundation so that you move into language lessons for a living education level 1. So this is Master Books, their level 1 language arts curriculum. So we'll be starting with Foundations of Phonics. I'm really hopeful that this will be a good review for us. The other reason I want to start with this is that Master Books uses phonetic markings, dictation markings. I'm not sure what the formal word is, where they have the symbols that give the student the clue that it's a long vowel or a short vowel, and so it helps them to read the words correctly. And I want her to refamiliarize herself with that before we dive full into this curriculum. I'm also really excited about using this curriculum because it's more than just phonics. I think that was something that we struggled with near the end of last year, is that we strictly did reading and we strictly did phonics. I had something in my teeth. But this curriculum includes a little bit of everything. We have all sorts of different reading activities, which it changes it up. It's helpful. There are picture studies. This curriculum also comes with 3 additional books. The Door of Salvation by Ken Ham, Not Too Small at All, and Charlie and Trike and the Grand Canyon Adventure. I know this is more of the read aloud for the curriculum that you'll be working with the student through. To be honest, I'm not really sure how these 2 books are incorporated. They're a little bit like pop-up. They're cool books, but I'm not sure how they're incorporated in the curriculum. So that's what we'll be doing for language. We will also be utilizing our beloved ABC See Hear Do. I actually got the Learn to Read Long Vowels, and I'll go into more depth how we utilize this with our main curriculum in our language arts, the language arts video I'm going to put out. But this is what is the word I'm looking for? This is the book that introduces the different vowel sounds, or specifically the long vowel sounds. And it's always been a really good way for my daughter to remember phonetic sounds. And actually my toddler loves this book so much. So that's what we'll be doing for language arts. We'll be utilizing master books and adding in ABC, see, hear, do. And if we want to touch base with Explode the Code, I have no problem going back to that also because we've really enjoyed that as well. Okay, next up, well, just because it's right next to me, is handwriting. And we're going to be using The Good and the Beautiful Handwriting. This is our first time to actually have a formal handwriting like curriculum or program. It is much needed, I will say that. And I also know just from listening to other moms that the earlier you can really like hone in on that skill, the better it's going to be. So we have level K and level 1. And I went with these. We don't do anything else with The Good and the Beautiful, but I went with the handwriting because it is, every page has a, in addition to, sorry, I don't have my glasses on, so I'm like looking at myself, seeing if I can see it. In addition to their handwriting practice, there's a little activity on every page. You know, color this scene, draw some grass and flowers. So again, my daughter likes a little bit of variety. She doesn't like it when everything's the exact same every day. And so even something as little as that makes a difference. So we'll see how quick she goes through them. I got both K and level 1 because honestly, I'm not sure how quickly she'll go through them. So that is language arts and handwriting. Then I will move to math, and we're going to be continuing Master Books math lessons for living education. We are still in level 1, which is what we started on last year, and we're actually only halfway through this curriculum. My goal is to have us done probably by the end of October, which I think we should be fine with. Again, if you watched my video on our year in review last year, we just had a little bit of a rough year. We took it really, really slow. So we'll be doing like, I'm gonna say we'll be doing catch up, but I really don't have this, I don't have this like weight or pressure to get her caught up to anything. The goal for us is really consistency this year and being disciplined with the work that we're doing so that we just keep a steady pace. Okay, this next one I'm probably like the most excited about. One, because I'm like a history nerd. I loved history and social studies in school. And 2, because I looked for a really long time on the best, what I felt like would be the best curriculum for us to use. And I mean, there is no perfect curriculum, right? To me, the best one that works for us is the one that we actually use, and that helps kind of navigate our year for us. But I really spent time researching on what was the best way to introduce her to that world in general. And so we are starting with something that is geography based. And I'm so excited because we're using Not Grass, our 50 state curriculum. And I am like so excited. I'm so excited. I like was just waiting for this curriculum to come in when it did. So, okay, I'm not gonna see, I'm excited and I wanna flip through it, but that's not the point of this video. So this curriculum goes through all 50 states. It is a beautiful curriculum, and it is also really, I think will be really engaging with the kids, because not only does it go over like some geography things, some fact things. Where is, we'll just grab this. It comes with a workbook for the student where every state, like they have a coloring and a drawing activity. They learn the state bird. The other thing that I loved about this curriculum is that It has a ton of optional materials that you can add on to it. In the lessons themselves, there's optional like hands-on or family activities with recipes, a little bit more of a Charlotte Mason feel if you want to do that, or if it's even a week, like if it's a good week for you to utilize the extra hands-on activities, you can. The other thing that I really loved is that it also introduces the idea of learning history through literature by recommending read alouds, specific read alouds that tie into the curriculum. So again, you don't have to do it if your family doesn't want to, but at the end of every lesson, it gives you like your reading assignment for the read aloud, and there's also some questions or some discussion starters that you and your child can have. And I love that. I love the idea of learning about history through literature and through living books. But I'm really excited about using Knotgrass. I will probably put out this video first when it comes to an in-depth look. We also have some fun things planned and additional things we'll be using to help kind of like embellish on our history or our geography. So I'm really excited. I also haven't seen a ton of current reviews when it comes to this curriculum. I don't know if it's a little hidden gem or it's just now being utilized more widely, but I'm super excited about it. So be on the lookout for that video soon. So we'll be doing science this year as well. Oh, I didn't mention that our geography, our history, I don't even know, geography, whatever, our 50 states, our 50 states study is a family like style curriculum. So our youngest daughter will be doing the lessons with us. She has her own workbook. So in addition to that subject, we will also be doing science together as a family, and we are using Masterbook's Adventures in the Physical World. This is the Let's Talk Science series, level 2. And we have done level 1. We did it for the first part of our homeschool year, our homeschool journey, like a year and a half ago. And then we actually stopped because I liked it so much and I wanted to teach it in her co-op class that we did last year. So we went through that whole curriculum last year with her co-op group, and I absolutely loved it. I'm really excited about doing science again as a family at home. It was a fun way for us to just like do something different. It kind of forced me to be more hands-on with activities, to get out of books, to get out of workbooks, and just go explore some things or have some fun experiments and activities. So I'm really looking forward to it. It is a really simple science curriculum. It's a very open and go, which I love. It does not feel overwhelming to me, and it's something that we can actually do in one day. So we do science. Well, the plan is to do science one day a week. So that is what we will be doing this year. That is our current curriculum plan. I'm feeling good. I feel like we'll be staying on track. I think all of these will work out really well with us and where my kiddos are. Well, my 3-year-old is, homegirl just needs to color. She'll be good. But where my oldest daughter is, I'm really hopeful. I'm excited. I will keep you guys updated. And if there's anything specific you wanted to see within any of these curriculums, let me know in the comments and I will be sure to get to them when I put out the individual videos over each subject. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.